on Phobia Island. I don't know how much more I can take. I don't. Okay, it's just a tree. It's just a tree. It's just a tree. Let's start again. Okay, day 1 on Phobia Island, and I'm really scared. I'm really scared. Stop it! You leave me alone. Basically, I need to try and overcome my fears, and I'm really scared of snakes. Like, I'm really, really scared. Oh my gosh, is that a snake? Is that a... Okay, it's just a stick. Can't be too careful. Got my sword, just in case. So, what are some of your fears, huh? I know some of you have fears of what was that? Oh. I know some of you have fears of clowns or fears of spiders or fears of heights, but all of us have fears. This month we're going to talk about overcoming our fears with God, which is what I really need right now, because I don't know how much more of this I can take. I want to get off this island so bad. Anyway, I think we should do some worship. You guys do some worship. I'm gonna try and fight my way out of here. I'm just really scared.
No, I won't be afraid. You are with me. You are right beside me every day. Even when it feels like everything's going wrong, I can look up to you, God, and find my strength. Your love has lifted me above the raging sea, and I just gotta say, your love makes me brave, and I won't be afraid. Your love makes me brave, I can face anything. Your love makes me brave. I was lost and afraid till you found me. You lifted me up and gave me strength. Anywhere that I go, you go with me. Oh, Lord, you give me the courage to live each day. Your You came from heaven, you loved me, gave up all you had, you saved me, your life was given, you loved me, so I live forever, you saved me, you made a way for me, you came to set me free. I believe in Jesus, I believe He came to save, I believe in Jesus Christ. I will trust in Jesus, I'll live to follow Him, I will trust in Jesus Christ. You came from heaven, you loved me, gave up all you had, you saved me, your life was given, you loved me, so I live forever, you saved me, you made a way for me, you came to set me free. I believe in Jesus, I believe He came to save, I believe in Jesus Christ. I will trust in Jesus, I'll live to follow Him, I will trust in Jesus Christ. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. Sing, sing, sing like you mean it. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. I believe, I believe, I believe. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. Sing, sing, sing like you mean it. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. I believe, I believe, I believe. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. Sing, sing, sing like you mean it. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. I believe, I believe, I believe. Yeah, I believe in Jesus, I believe He came to save, I believe in Jesus Christ. I will trust in Jesus, I'll live to follow Him, I will trust in Jesus Christ. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. Sing, sing, sing like you mean it. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. I believe, I believe, I believe. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. Sing, sing, sing like you mean it. Clap, clap, clap if you feel it. I believe, I believe, I believe.
Whew, that was a good time of worship, I think. Anyway, I haven't found any snakes yet. I don't want to find any snakes, but they haven't come near me yet because I'm making a loud noise, I think. And hopefully that scares them away. Maybe if I make a sound like a baboon. No, that's not a baboon. Just in case. Anyway, we're now going to learn about a dude from the Bible who had to overcome his fear. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And if I don't see you again, I'll see you again. Don't worry. I'll see you again. Take care.
Well, Promiseland, it seems like Sam still has quite a lot to learn about being brave. But don't we all? There's lots of things that we need to learn about being brave. And lucky for us, the Bible is full of stories of men and women who learned about courage. And today, we're going to learn about one such man. His name is Joseph. And we are going to play a game called Joseph's Life. So, Promiseland. We are looking at Joseph's life, and he had quite a complicated life. Lots of twists and turns along the way. And so we are going to follow his life on this game. So here's our little Joseph, and we're going to need to move him up and down depending on what happens to his life. We also have these cards, and they're going to tell us what happens to his life, but we only get to pick up the cards if we get that color on the wheel. Now, I'm going to need a volunteer, and because you're all at home, I need all of you to be my volunteers. So you are all going to be Joseph. Now, Joseph was one of 12 children, and his dad's name was Jacob. But he wasn't just one of a whole bunch of brothers and sisters. He was his dad's favorite. His dad gave him this fancy colored coat with all these beautiful colors, and it made his brothers very jealous. And on top of that, Joseph had these dreams, and he had dreams of his brothers and his dad bowing down to him. And you can imagine if your sister or brother said, "I dreamt that you bowed down to me." He might have been his dad's favorite, but he definitely wasn't his brother's favorites. All right, Joseph. Sounds like you're in a bit of a pickle with your brothers, so it's time to spin the wheel. Are you ready? And it's landed on blue. All right, so that means that we pick up a blue card, and I'm going to read to you what it says. Your jealous brothers throw you into a pit and then sell you to merchants traveling the long road to Egypt. You lose your coat and you have to move to Egypt. Wow, Joseph. Doesn't sound like you're doing very well. So your coat is off and you've been sold. That is bad news. So let's move you. We're not going to be able to move you up. We'll just move you along to the blue one. And now it's time for us to spin the wheel again. And let's see what happens next. Orange. Alrighty, I'm quite excited to see what the orange says. So let's pick up our orange card and let's see what it says. You get a new job working as a slave in the home of a rich man named Potiphar. You do such a good job that Potiphar puts you in charge of everything he owns. Well, the bad news is that you're a slave, but this really rich guy has put you in charge of everything that he owns. We're going to have to move you up because that is definitely cool. I mean, can you imagine being in charge of everything a rich guy owns? I can picture Joseph sipping drinks by the pool. I don't know what he would do. Why don't we find out? Let's spin the wheel. And it lands on red. Okay, let's see what the red card says. You have become successful by doing the right thing, but Potiphar's wife tries to trick you into doing something wrong. Instead of going along with it, you trust God to give you the courage to say no. But Potiphar's wife is so angry that she tells lies about you, and Potiphar throws you in prison. Oh dear, that is no good. Let's put this card back down. Throws you in prison. I think you're going to have to take a step back. Joseph is not having a good time. Can you imagine? From your family, you get sold, but you get sold to a nice place. And then someone tells lies about you and you end up in prison. It just seems to be getting worse for you, Joseph. But let's see what happens next. Are you ready? Oh, we're going to have to spin again. What is it going to land on? Orange! Orange again. All right. I don't know how you feel, Joseph. Are you feeling nervous? How are you feeling? Let's see what happens to you next. The king's baker and cupbearer end up in jail with you. You interpret their dreams for them, but they are released from prison and you stay for 2 more years. Oh, guys, looks like it's still jail time for you. You've moved around a lot, but you're still right on the bottom. Let's see what happens next. Let's spin the wheel. And again. You landed on purple. Let's see what purple, let's hope purple's got some good news for us. Pharaoh has a dream that no one can interpret, involving skinny cows eating fat ones and weak stalks of grain swallowing up healthy ones. The cupbearer remembers how you interpreted his dream in jail, and he tells Pharaoh about you. You are summoned to Pharaoh to interpret his strange dream. Whoa, that sounds scary. Imagine having to go before Pharaoh to interpret a dream. I mean, what would happen if you got it wrong? I wonder how Joseph felt. I think he must have felt a little bit nervous. I don't know where that moves him to. I mean, he's still in jail and he's been there forever. I think he's still at the bottom, although he is meeting with Pharaoh. So let's move him up to the next purple. I wonder what will happen. Let's go to the wheel and find out. Yellow. Okay, let's go to the yellow card and see what it tells us about what happened with Pharaoh. You tell Pharaoh that you can't tell him what his dream means. That sounds wrong. That sounds like you're a chicken, Joseph. I think Joseph had a lot more courage than that. But that's not the end. You tell Pharaoh that you can't tell him what his dream means. But you tell Pharaoh that God can tell him what the dream means. That makes more sense. You tell Pharaoh that God can tell him what the dream means. And you tell him what the dream means. That for 7 years there's going to be lots of food, and then for 7 years there's going to be no food and people are going to starve. And you say to Pharaoh, you should put someone in charge to manage all of this food so that we can store up during the years of plenty, so that we can help people during the years where there's nothing. That sounds to me, Joseph, like you have been very brave. That is so courageous to say something to the king that's so straightforward. Let's go see what he says. Back to green. Alrighty. Let's pick up the green card. Oh wait, I didn't move Joseph. I didn't move Joseph just now. Let's move him up to a yellow. Let's see what the green one says. Pharaoh sees your courage and how God is with you. So he puts you in charge of all of Egypt. You spend the next 7 years of plenty to prepare for the 7 years with no food. And when the 7 years of no food arrives, people from all over the world have to come and buy their food from you. Wow, that sounds great. I think we're going to have to move you up to the next green one. Wow, look at that jump. You started down here for so long and now you've jumped right up to being the second most powerful person in Egypt. Things are looking good for you, Joseph, but let's go spin one more time and see what happens. Ooh, let's spin again. Orange. Okay. Orange card. Is this going to be good or is it going to be bad? Let's find out. Your father and brothers back in Canaan are feeling the effects of the famine. So your father sends your brothers to Egypt to try to buy food. Your brothers kneel before you to ask for food, but they don't realize who you are. You choose to forgive your brothers and to save your family because you choose to be brave and trust that God is with you, even in the toughest situations. You and your family are saved. Oh my goodness, Joseph! What a great move! Sometimes forgiving someone can be the most courageous thing you could ever do. Let's see where that lands you up. So we're going to move you up to the orange one right at the top. That brings us to the end of this game. And Joseph, well done for being so brave and being so courageous and realizing that God is with you. I'm going to read to you what he says right from the Bible. This is what Joseph said to his family. He said, God has sent me ahead of you to keep you and your families alive and to preserve many survivors. So it was God who sent me here, not you. And he is the one that made me the advisor to Pharaoh and the manager of his entire palace and the governor of all Egypt. You know, Joseph knew that God was with him all the time. When he was down here in prison, when he was sold into slavery, when he was all alone, when people were lying about him, and when he worked up his way until he was the second most important person in the whole of Egypt, Joseph knew that God was with him. And that's why he could be brave. Now we're going to hear a story of one of our Promiseland kids. She has learned that she can be brave because God is with her.
Hi, my name is Hadassah and I love karate. Sometimes I feel nervous when I do grading or competitions because sometimes they talk in Japanese and I might not hear or understand them properly. Well, you might not know that for a deaf person it's really hard for them to balance, and I find it's really difficult to balance. And in karate, it's really important to balance. But I chose to be brave because I know God is with me.
Ooh, wow. End of day one. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a whole lot more braver after listening to that story. That was such a cool story. I feel ready to tackle anything right now. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Right now, I'm gonna go and take on some snakes, I think.